Probably one of the only phones na nagkaroon ng price drop tapos nag-improve pa ka ng specs. From 14C to 15C, may nakita akong price drop and yung kanyang specs has improved. Hindi naman drastically, pero significantly. Pag-usapan natin after this quick intro. Medyo refreshing naman kanyang box at medyo simple naman kanyang design. Nabuksan natin. Lahat ng specs nakaprint dito sa kanyang plastic. Maya natin buksan. Meron siyang maliit na box dito, which contains your SIM ejector tool, safety guide, jelly case na malambot, A-C cable, and ito, malaking improvement from 18 watts to 33 watts with a price drop pa. Saan ka pa? Nakukunin ko muna yung phone. Now, ito si Redmi 15C na 4128 gigs of storage is currently priced at 5,299. Yung kanya 14C is 4,999. Teka. Sinabi mo may price drop pa. Di pa ako tapos. Meron pa naman ibang variant eh. Yung kanya 6128 is currently priced at 5,799, which formerly is 5,999. And there's another one. Ang kanya 8256 is priced at 6,599, which formerly is priced at 6,999. O diba malaki-laki ang price drop, which I'm personally happy to tell you na okay ang kanyang presyo. Another big improvement dito is yung kanyang IP64 dust and water resistance dito, which previously sa 14C wala siyang IP rating. A big improvement for a budget phone like this one. And the phone looks quite refreshing. It's another improvement. For me personally, I like yung kanyang improvement over dun sa kanyang Redmi 14C, which is malaki ang bilog dito sa likod, which looks kinda ugly for me. Yung kanyang camera bump looks more of an iPhone-ish design this time around. And pag tinignan mo dito, no, there's a Redmi 15C dito na print which looks parang signature, which is kind of cool for me. Pag tinanggal mo ka ng SIM tray, it supports dalawang 4G SIM plus isang micro SD card. And meron pa siyang audio jack dito without a IR blaster dito sa ibabaw. And another thing na sobrang kinary over pa rin nila to 2025 is yung kanyang teardrop notch. Guys, sobrang outdated na ang teardrop notch. And I can't blame it kasi this is a budget phone. Sana ginawa mo man lang punch hole kahit papaano. Now, one of the things na hindi nag-improve ever is the MediaTek Helio G81 inside this phone, which is a carryover from the 14C, and pretty much alam naman natin ang performance doon. Pagdating sa multitasking, wala kang maging problema. Pero there are times na pag medyo maraming app ka na nabubuksan dito, pag nagsislide ka, nagsi-change ka ng screen, mapapansin mo medyo sluggish na siya. Lalo na kung binili mo yung 4128, yung mababa ang RAM, mafe-feel mo talaga yon. Pero kahit papaano sa Antutu Benchmark 11, nakakuha naman siya ng 351,000 points kahit papaano. And here are the other benchmark in case gusto mo tingnan. And bago tayo tumuloy, here are the complete specs ng Redmi 15C. Pagdating sa battery, it has stepped up. Ang laki ng in-improve niya kasi this one, right now, having a 6,000 mAh na battery, which is for me, a big improvement kasi I appreciate mga phone na tumatagal lasting you through the day without even charging. And another improvement is from 18 watts dati, naging 33 watts na. So instead of charging your phone for 2 hours na pagkatagal-tagal, ngayon matatapos mo to in just roughly 1 hour and 15 minutes to 1 hour and 20 minutes based sa aking experience. And pag tinanong mo naman ako kung tatagal naman tong phone na ito for a whole day, 6,000 naman ang kanyang battery, definitely it's a yes. Isa't kalating araw to 2 days even, kayang-kaya naman niya. Basta you're using it normally, wala ka naman heavy usage. I think it depends on your personal consumption kung paano mo siya ginagamit. For me, kaya kong magtagal ng 2 days on this phone. And further proving you na kaya nga niya talaga for 2 days, ito, ang nakuha ko na screen on time. 16 hours and 30 minutes. Pagdating sa screen size, lumaki rin siya ng bahagya. Dating 6.88, ngayon 6.9 inch siya na IPS LCD, but still it only can show you up to 720p na display. It's a slight improvement na halos hindi mo makikita, hindi mo mapapansin naman siya. Unless nag-jump ka from 6.5 to 6.9, ganitong kaliit na incremental increase, hindi mo talaga siya mapapansin. And nag-improve din ang maximum brightness, dating 600 nits, ngayon 800 nits na siya. So meaning, mas better ang viewing experience mo kahit under the direct sunlight, you should be able to view it a little bit better compared sa 14C. Now, if you're browsing through socials, expect mo naman na okay lang. You wouldn't really expect too much from it. Kasi there are times na nafe-feel ko, it's a little bit sluggish at times. Lalo na kung pangit ang internet connection. Pero if you're watching naman videos on YouTube, watchable naman siya, just don't expect too much. Pero not so bad naman kanyang display. Now, pag-usapan na natin ang kanyang 120Hz. Does it work dito sa phone na ito? Noong 14C, nireklamo ko na hindi gumagana ang 120Hz. This time around, tinurn on ko ulit ang developer's option para makita ang refresh rate dito sa phone na ito. The only time na lumabas ang 120Hz is pagdating sa settings. Pag nababrowse ako sa settings, uy, 120. Pero pag bumalik ka sa home screen, bumaba sa 90. Now, all of the other apps na ginamit ko, be it Facebook, TikTok, Chrome, YouTube, lahat yan, 60 Hz. It's hard to say na up to 120 Hz if there's no application na gumagana dito na can hit up to 90 kahit papaano. For me, it's just another marketing gimmick na up to 120. So don't be fooled kasi wala pa rin ako apps na napapagana above 60 Hz. Pagdating naman sa kanyang sound quality, na-test ko naman kanyang loudspeaker dito, it's just average, nothing really loud dito sa kanya. But you can always use yung kanyang headphone jack dito should you want to have a better immersive experience. Now, nakapaglaro naman ako ng dalawang games dito just for testing sake para masabi ko sa inyo kung nag-improve nga gaming experience dito. And the two games na nilaro ko is Call of Duty Mobile and Honor of Kings. Pagdating sa Call of Duty Mobile, I would say na not so good ang ganang experience. Sinagad ko naman ng graphical settings to high and the result isn't that favorable. Mapapansin mo talaga may lags or frame drops and medyo hirap ka mag-swing ng left and right ng smoothly. Siguro pag binabaan ko nga ng graphical settings, you probably might be able to play it a little bit better pero sacrificing on the graphics. Responsive naman for me, except siguro yung game talaga mismo, pag tinaasa mo ka ng graphical settings, hirap siya. The sound is just average, don't expect too much. Mabibiting nga lang kasi hindi siya stereo speaker. And pagdating mo sa Honor Kings, it's a little bit better yung ganang experience. I set it to a higher graphical settings, okay naman ang gameplay, maganda naman control, so wala maging problema, and the sound is just average. Mas maganda gumamit ka ng headphones mo. Overall, the gameplay sa Honor of Kings is better compared sa Call of Duty Mobile. And I would say na medyo mainit nga lang yung phone if you're playing for long hours on both of these games. Umabot ako ng pinakamataas 44 degrees Celsius, by the way. Pagdating sa camera, wala namang improvement. 50MP pa rin ang kanyang rear camera sensor which can shoot you up to 1080p and 30. Pero pagdating sa front-facing camera, ayun, nag-downgrade siya. From 13MP, ngayon 8MP na lang siya. And it also can shoot you up to 1080p and 30fps. Now, one clear thing na napansin ko dito, yung improvement ng Redmi 15C over sa Redmi 14C is yung kanyang clarity pagdating sa photos. And on some outdoors na nakuha ko, I was able to take some sharp photos like this one. Imagine mo, pag zoom in mo dito, kitang-kita mo pa rin lahat ng details kaya na, which I was really surprised no, at its price point. And pati ito, no, this is a very simple shot ng kalamansi na ito. Pero pag zoom in mo, okay mga shots na ito. It's a little bit saturated, masasabi ko, but not so bad na for its price point. Pati itong mga bato na to, no, I would say now, kitang-kita lahat ng details. And one thing na napansin ko rin sa kanya, at its price point, normally on other phones, mahihirapan ka mag-focus. Pero hindi ako nahihirapan dito sa kanya, which also is another surprising factor for me. Kita ng mga greens niya is quite saturated, pero hindi naman siya OA sobra. Pati itong mga maliliit na flowers like this one, no? Normally, pag mga mumurahing phone, hirap na hirap ako mag-focus. And this one was really around the sweet spot for me. Itong mga flowers na ito, no? Normally, pag medyo mumurahin ng phone mo, mga flowers na ito, you could hardly see some details, no? And ang pangit ng ganang color. But this is quite a surprise for me. Kahit mga street sign na simpleng ganito lang, no? Okay, not bad din mga shots ko. Kahit naglalakad ka lang sa vicinity, makakagawa ka ng some decent night shots. If you're indoor naman, trying to get some photos naman ng mga subjects like this one, okay naman siya. Though there are times na medyo hirap siya mag-focus konti dahil sa low light, pero i-point mo lang sa subject, makakuha ka naman some good shots naman sa kanya. And not bad mga nakuha kong photos dito, except na medyo soft lang itong mga beans na ito once you zoom it in. And if you're trying to zoom, this is a normal one, and this is a 2x zoom shot. Well, kinda good. Kahit yung shot na ito, natripan ko lang, nakita ko yung kanyang handbricks na cap, kinuna ko lang ng picture, no? Not bad din ang ganang quality. Pagdating sa kanyang selfie camera, you'll be able to get some really nice details. So, to my surprise, yung ganang camera, I wasn't really expecting this one. Kasi medyo pawis ako, and nung zoom in ko, so, kitang-kita mga pawis ko, kaya sa mga baba ako, kitang-kita pa rin mga pawis. I was quite shocked, no? To see mga photos ko dito na not so bad, no? I mean, hindi siya, nasa sub 5,000 pesos na camera, kanang selfie camera. Though, if you are going indoor, you'll see na soft na siya. Pero sa outdoor, I would say na it's commendable. Let's check lang natin some videos that I got from this camera. If you're using kind of front-facing camera, well, honestly, medyo pag against the sunlight ka, mapapansin mo medyo mag-overexpose ka. And medyo mauga at 1080p and 30fps. Ito yung quality na makuha mo sa Redmi 15C and recording at 1080p and 30fps. Medyo mauga siya. And the quality is not so bad for outdoor usage. Now guys, with all the things na sinabi ko sa inyo improvement, sulit nga ba tong si Redmi 15C? Aba, yes naman talaga kasi nakita naman natin ang improvement niya. Though the processor, wala ka naman makita improvement. Pagdating sa design, nag-improve. Pagdating sa IP rating, nag-improve. Pagdating sa battery, nag-improve din. Especially charging, na-appreciate ko. And best of all, nawala yung big, ugly camera bump ng Redmi 14C dito sa bagong design. Kaya guys, anong tingin dito sa Redmi 15C? Would you buy one of these? Let me know in the comments. And kung meron kayong alam na friends na naghanap ng phone at this budget level, pwede mo pakita tong Redmi 15C na video ko sa kanila. And of course, syempre, inaanayahan ko kayo mag-subscribe dito sa aking channel para ma-inform kayo once na naglabas ako ng mga magagandang video just like this one. So paano yan? Hanggang muli, I'll see you on my next video. Peace out. And so, ako para si Richmond, and you're watching Gadget Sidekick. Like and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. For one of my latest uploads, click the dito. And for one of my popular uploads, click here.